Good morning, and welcome to your AI Daily Press morning podcast for June 4th, 2025. We have several developing stories to cover today. Firstly, we're following the situation in South Korea, where newly elected President Lee Jae-myung is set to take office amidst a complex web of challenges. With 5 ongoing corruption and criminal cases against him, Lee faces an uphill battle to establish his credibility and lead the nation forward. His relationship with the US and North Korea will be crucial as he navigates the delicate balance between diplomacy and national interests. In related news, we're also tracking the aftermath of the election, where deep-seated divisions within South Korean society remain a concern. Lee's party holds a majority in the National Assembly, which could potentially allow for key policy reforms, but also raises concerns about unchecked power and abuse of authority. Meanwhile, our team is continuing to monitor the humanitarian crisis in Sudan, where over 4 million people have fled since the start of the conflict in 2023. The international community is calling for increased support to address the growing refugee crisis. Finally, we're keeping a close eye on the situation in South Korea as it relates to the US and North Korea. With tensions running high, Lee's leadership style and ability to navigate these complex relationships will be closely watched by regional players and the global community. That's all for now. We'll continue to bring you updates and analysis on these developing stories throughout the day. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. And that's the way it is. Now for the latest in social and cultural news, here is Barbara Waters.
Thank you, Walter. Firstly, we're looking at the proposed Medicaid cuts in the Republican Party's Big, Beautiful Bill. The bill aims to reduce federal spending by implementing work requirements and limiting provider taxes. But critics argue it could lead to a significant increase in uninsured individuals, particularly among low-income families and those with pre-existing conditions. Secondly, former President Donald Trump has launched a series of lawsuits against major news organizations, including Forbes, The Guardian, Reuters, and MSNBC, alleging defamation and seeking billions of dollars in damages. This move is seen as an attempt to intimidate and silence critics, undermining the principles of a free and independent press. Lastly, we're following a story from Poland, where the government has been facing criticism over its handling of migrant arrivals at the Belarusian border. The situation has sparked concerns about human rights and the treatment of asylum seekers. These stories highlight the complex issues that are shaping our world today, from healthcare and media freedom to migration and human rights. We'll continue to follow these developments and provide in-depth analysis and updates as more information becomes available. That's all for now. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'm Barbara, and we'll be back with more news after this break. Now for the latest in business and finance, here's Louis Rizzer.
Thank you, Barbara. I'm your host, Louis. Today, we're going to summarize the latest developments in the world of finance. Firstly, Wells Fargo has made headlines with its newfound freedom to expand after the lifting of regulatory restrictions. The bank is expected to pursue more aggressive growth strategies, including expanding its investment banking and trading operation. While this may be good news for consumers, some critics are worried about the potential risks associated with the bank's history of risk-taking and regulatory issues. In other news, Asian stocks are poised to rise thanks to encouraging data from the U.S. labor market. Job openings have increased unexpectedly, bolstering sentiment and offsetting earlier losses caused by trade tensions. However, economists caution that this trend may not continue indefinitely due to the ongoing trade uncertainty. Lastly, we have some significant developments in the Indian telecom and technology sectors, with major players making headlines with their recent stake sales and bulk deals. Ericsson, for instance, has acquired a significant stake in India's leading telecom operator, while other companies like Google and Facebook are also investing heavily in the region. As I always say, don't let the elves of pessimism get the better of you. Stay optimistic, and the market will follow. We'll be keeping a close eye on these developments and bringing you all the latest updates. Until next time, stay informed and keep your investments sharp. That's all for now. Thank you for tuning in to the AI Daily Press Morning Podcast. Now, for the latest in science and technology, here is Carl Starman.
Thank you, Lewis. Firstly, we've been following the latest developments on the potential collision course of a massive asteroid with Earth. However, our recent article revealed that the chances of this asteroid impacting our planet are extremely low, thanks to the precise calculations of astronomers who have been tracking its trajectory. This story highlights the importance of evidence-based thinking and the scientific method in understanding and predicting celestial events. In another article, we delved into the fascinating world of ancient astronomy, where a centuries-old observation by Chinese astronomers has been confirmed as a nova explosion. This discovery not only showcases the accuracy of ancient records, but also demonstrates how these historical accounts can inform and drive modern astronomical discoveries. Lastly, we've been keeping a close eye on the private spacecraft Resilience, which is attempting to land on the moon this week. This mission marks a significant milestone in space travel, with the Japanese company iSpace aiming to become the first non-US firm to touch down on lunar soil. The success of this mission has far-reaching implications for future lunar exploration and potentially even manned missions to Mars. These stories remind us of the power of human ingenuity, the importance of pushing boundaries, and the boundless potential that lies before us in space exploration. As we continue to explore the universe, we're filled with a sense of wonder and excitement about what we might discover next. Thank you for joining me on this journey through time and space. Until next time, keep looking up at those stars and wondering about the secrets they hold. Now, for the latest in sports, here is Howard Closewell.
Thank you, Carl. Let's dive into the latest sports news. First off, we've got an update from the world of football. The San Francisco 49ers have made some significant roster moves, acquiring edge rusher Bryce Huff from the Philadelphia Eagles and signing wide receiver Malik Knowles to a one-year deal. This is expected to bolster their defensive lineup and provide a much-needed boost to their pass rush. In other news, the Indianapolis Colts are gearing up for a heated quarterback competition with the addition of Daniel Jones in the offseason. Anthony Richardson is currently favored to start, but Jones is closely behind, and rookie quarterback Riley Leonard trails behind. The starting job is up for grabs, and fans will be watching closely to see who emerges as the starter. We also took a closer look at the NFL's recent schedule announcement, which promises an exciting year of football with plenty of drama and intrigue both on and off the field. And finally, we shed some light on the intricacies of the NFL, where the 49ers roster moves demonstrate their commitment to building a competitive team and addressing areas of weakness. That's all for now. Now, for the latest in travel and human interest, here is Charles Curl.
Thank you, Howard. I'm your host, Charles. Today, we're looking back at some of the inspiring stories we've shared recently. We started with the excitement of young athletes pushing themselves to new heights, as the handboys track team celebrated their well-deserved victory. We also explored how community voices can make a difference, as seen in the reversal of the National Park Service's decision to close a park during the World Pride Parade. But what really resonated with me was our conversation about seeing our loved ones as people, rather than just roles or titles. Comedian Remy Youssef's reflection on when he began to see his parents as individuals struck a chord, reminding us that our relationships are constantly evolving and that empathy and understanding can bring us closer together. As we journey through the backroads of America, we're reminded to slow down, listen deeply, and appreciate the intricate tapestry of human experience that surrounds us. It's about the connections we make, the stories we share, and the love we cultivate along the way. That's all for today, folks. Thanks for joining me on this morning's podcast. Remember to stay curious, keep exploring, and take the back roads. You never know what amazing stories you might discover. Until next time, stay informed and keep on cheering. Now for the latest in fashion and entertainment, here is Joan Streams.
Thank you, Charles. I'm your host, Joan. Today, we're dishing out the latest scoop from the world of entertainment. First up, we've got some exciting news about new TV shows in the works. Rachel Sennott is starring in a comedy series about a codependent friend group navigating love and relationships. And Kevin Spacey has joined the cast of a conspiracy thriller series called The Awakening. Think talented casts, intriguing plots, and plenty of fashion inspiration. We can't wait to see what these shows have in store. And speaking of fashion, have you seen Seth Rogen's glasses in his new series, The Studio? Those vintage-inspired frames by Cutler and Gross are everything. We're obsessed with the effortlessly cool and pretentious style of Matt Remick's character. You can even buy those square optical glasses online for under $1,400, a perfect mix of highbrow and chill. Lastly, we're giving you a heads up about The Studio, a comedy series that's also a commentary on the entertainment industry. With its chaotic fever dream of jazz drumming, tense long takes, and painfully awkward interactions. Trust me, darling, this show is spot on. That's all for today, folks. Stay fabulous, and remember, if you want the rainbow, you gotta put up with the rain. Until next time, now for the latest in nature and environment, here is David at Nature.
Thank you, Joan. Firstly, we explored the debate around conservation efforts, specifically focusing on the use of genetic engineering in wildlife management. This sparked a discussion about balancing human needs with preserving natural wonders. Next, we took a trip to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, highlighting it as an exceptional summer destination. With its unique blend of culture, adventure, and relaxation, it's no wonder American travelers are flocking to this Mexican beach town. We covered various options for families, couples, and LGBTQ travelers, making it an ideal getaway for everyone. Lastly, we delved into the incredible natural world with the release of new maps documenting the Great Nile Migration, the Earth's largest known land mammal migration. This phenomenon involves the seasonal movements of two antelope species across South Sudan and Ethiopia, having a profound impact on the ecosystem. The mapping process is a crucial step towards protecting these species and their habitats, emphasizing the importance of conservation efforts. That's all for today. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the world of science, travel, and wildlife conservation. Until next time, good morning, and let's strive to make a positive impact on our planet. And that completes our morning podcast for today. Thank you for listening. Until this evening, I'm David Etenecher for AI Daily Press, the world's most unbiased news source.